everybody, this is Spath Poker Insider, and I'm here today with Marcin89, and he is the gentleman that is over in Cambodia. We've had a couple of sessions before that you all have looked into. Marcin, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi, everybody.
He just sat down. He's here with the $10, and he's been playing, I'd say from 1 cent, 2 cent, up to 5 cent, 10 cent. Have you tried 10 cent, 25 at all?
10.25? No. I tried. I played a few times, but basically I don't play.
Okay.
5.10 is basically the limit which I play.
So you told me recently that there was a couple of days that you did really good. You did a couple of days that you kind of got maybe beat up a little bit. They took you pretty good. How are you doing in the last week?
In the last week, actually now, like I can compare, like one week ago, my bankroll was around $66. Now it's 120. So I made, but which day it was, around $60 in
Okay.
weeks.
Okay. And what do you have in this hand right here?
Queen 10 suited.
Okay.
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna call this one.
All right.
I got a queen, so I'm gonna see if someone is there to figure out fast.
Yeah. Here's the problem when you lead out with the queen like that. If somebody else who raised has the ace, queen, queen, king, they're going to raise you or call you, and you're not going to find out what you have. If you check there and allow them to bet, even if they continuation bet, let's say with ace, king, and then you check raise them because you don't have a kicker, then you're going to get their money in the pot. When you lead out, if they don't have it, they're just going to fold and you don't get any more money.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, in this case, my idea was more like to figure out fast if someone else has a queen, because now I have a 10-7 suited, so I definitely gonna do small re-raise. I mean, I'm gonna make it 25.
Right, you're trying to steal the blinds here. But you got to remember
because 10-7, I catch the draw to the flush.
Well, that's good, and you got a pair.
Yeah, I got a pair and draw to the flush. So let's see.
So think about what you're going to do here.
I shoot to call.
Okay, I mean you do what you want, and then we'll talk about it. Well, calling was an option, but raising also was an option there. He came out betting, saying he had the ace, but if you raised, you might have told him you had a better ace, and even though you had a draw, now it's kind of late to do that, but now you do what you would do here.
I don't have too much equity, so I'm gonna fold now.
Whoa. That's a lot of money in the pot to fold there, you got to remember. That's why if you raised on the flop, you would get them to either fold or call you and then check to you on the next card, and you could take it for free and then see the last card to see if you get a 7, a 10, or a club. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's of course.
Because you're only dealing with $10 here. So, once you bet a couple of times, you really got a lot more invested. And then they put like $2.85 each. They put another $6 in the pot, and you had like, $8 or $9 left. So it's a tough situation, but you got to think what's best for you based on your position. When you got position, sometimes when you're on a draw like that and then you have a redraw to hit the pairs, a raise might win it for you. The raise might win it for you right there, or get you a free card. So you got to think sometimes think raise rather than fold. Okay.
All right.
If you're in the right position, the raise may be a better situation for you to do that.
Now I have a ace. Someone here, this one who is on the table? I don't know.
Nobody.
Alright, so I have an ace 10. From this position I'm gonna do 30, not too much, maybe small raise, 35, not more.
Well, whatever the pot was, you should have made it. See, there was 20, 10, 5. There was 35, and yours would have been another 20. You made it too low, so you're going to get too many callers here. You know, ace 10 is not a great hand. You don't really want a lot of callers.
So, in this moment, I should just to call him. In this moment, I was to call him.
Well,
the next, I have a draw to the.
Yeah, you've got four. You got 4 outs, which is a 16%. Do you have an ace of clubs?
No.
Okay, he thinks you got clubs. He checked.
So I bet now. And if he check raise me, I'm done.
But that's a good card anyhow.
So let's say.
You win.
Yep.
You needed that card. You needed that card. I didn't think he had clubs, but you needed that jack. That's for sure.
Right. Now I got 8 deuce, so I fold.
Right. Just remember, ace 10 is not a great hand, and sometimes when you play ace 10, you know, people think that you're playing when you re-raise that you got a big ace, you know, like ace king or ace queen. So when they look on the board and they bet into you based on the texture of what's out there. And if that guy bet into you there, he was almost saying that he hit 2 pair or something like that because he wasn't afraid of you hitting or ace king because there was a king and a queen on the board. So just think about what your opponent is doing when you're doing something, okay?
Yeah, that we call it like opponent range.
Yes.
Your opponent range, right?
Yes, sir.
This is already how many person on the table? Now I have a 5 deuce, so I'm gonna fold it.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 8 people, so it's not that long table, but it's still long.
Yeah, it's a good table. It's good. See, that's that guy Brady who's got $44. He just raised it min bet to 20. I don't like that bet at all. That's people that like to try to, you know, build a pot up and they don't really usually have a good hand. There's some that will do that when they have a really good hand, hoping that somebody will re-raise them. But we'll have to see what he did this on right now.
Basically, in my opinion, I do
Pot.
25 cents or
Pot,
yeah.
yeah.
No one, yeah, I do the pot, but on this table I do the pot size. But if no one is before me, I mean.
Sure.
If I want to come to the pot, because if there are many limpers, like I used to see many times on. Now I have a queen 10 of diamonds.
Okay.
So I definitely gonna play this hand.
Okay, one thing you should know about right now, you always should keep track of who's got what money, who's got $3, who's got $1. Look at the guy just before you; he's only got $1.95. So be
Now let me.
aware. Okay, see, that's okay to do that. You got diamonds?
Yeah, I have diamonds. So
Okay.
I do the half, or maybe I'm gonna check. That's
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
In this moment I check.
Yeah.
Oh no, another diamond is not good. If someone have a king of diamonds, I hope no one. But I have a second, so I hope he has no a king of diamond, because if he had, that's gonna be really not funny. But I do the pot. I hope this is not the king of diamond. He might have this.
If he does have the king, he's gonna raise you.
Right. I hope he's not. He has a diamond for sure, but
He's got the jack or the no. He's got to have the jack. Nope.
yeah, or maybe him hasn't.
That 6 was a scare card. Could have put a full house on the board too. So if he had the jack, he might have been scared of 2
Now
things.
I got 9 king of diamonds. So
Okay.
that's also, if no one gonna make a small raise, I would play this from this small blind. Even this is not good position, but let me do.
See that was wrong what you said, but go ahead, do what you're gonna do. Go ahead.
Because there is not. This is not a strong race for me.
No,
This
it's
is a
not a
check.
strong hand and you're out of position. You never want to make a small raise out of position. You make a large raise out of position. Okay?
Yeah,
Because you want to eliminate more people. This way you got 3 people now you have to beat. Do you understand?
yeah, that's correct.
When you're out of position, you make a bigger raise.
Now it's a little bit problem because I need to figure out what they have. So I do the check now because I have only pair of king. If someone has a 10, that the question is, I believe this guy might have a 10. He limped before the flop. He bet half of the pot, so that maybe is the value bet. I will give up this hand.
Yeah. Well, you gave up the hand when you checked, okay?
Yeah.
That's when you gave up the hand, so it doesn't matter when you give it up. You gave it up because you were leading, and then all of a sudden you got scared of the 10, and you showed him you were scared. If you bet and he doesn't, if he has a king, he may fold thinking you have the 10, and you were betting on the second pair, and then you made trips. So you have a way to win when you bet, but when you check, you never have a way to win unless it gets checked down and you turn out to have the best hand. So that's rare.
Now I have 6 and 10, so I fold.
Right. So I'm talking here with Marcin89. I'm over here on Spath Twitch channel. Also, I'd like people to follow me on Heartbeat Poker, which I do the Sunday conversation this week, which is I think it's January 31st. It's Matt Savage at 12 noon Eastern time. And then next week, we're probably not going to have a Sunday conversation because it's Super Bowl Sunday. And then on next week after that, we'll have another guest. But also follow me at a new channel. It's called Positive Poker Insiders. All one word. Positive Poker Insiders. So if people will please follow me there, they'll get my broadcast there and maybe some additional broadcasts. Thank you so much. Brady wins again, so he's getting good cards and he's winning. He got 3 queens that time.
Yeah, now I have pocket 6, so that is the
That's
set
a good
mine.
that's a good hand in this thing. And morning to Mungberry Crunch. I don't know how you found us, Mungberry, but thank you. Put something in chat where you're from, what your name is. See, now that guy there is a guy that has like jacks or tens, and he might have bigger cards, but more than likely he wants to race against somebody with ace king or a smaller pair. We're gonna find out. That's a joke. Queen 9. Brady wakes up with pocket aces.
We found out.
Yeah, Mungberry, I don't know how you found us or anything. Tell us how you found us. I do this all the time. My name is Al Spath. I'm the Poker Insider. And I'm glad you're following, or at least click on my name and follow me here. And also, what do you have?
King, queen,
Okay.
off. Now I have a position, so there was a straight possibility. I catch the top pair.
Yes?
Ace queen is. I do that 3/4 to figure out where I am.
Okay. When you got 2 cards to a flush, 2 cards to a straight, like the 6-5, and you got 2 opponents, you want to do the whole pot. Okay?
Yeah.
You don't want to keep them in. You don't want to keep them around, so you want to make them pay a little bit more. If the board had, let's say, queen, 6, deuce, 3 different colors, then you could do the 3/4 because you're not afraid of any draws that are out there. Okay,
But
that makes.
yeah. That of course, But like some people maybe who maybe can read this one, like if this is a pot size bet, because the very strong bet can mean the two things, very strong hand or just the weakness.
That's
Like
true. That's true.
because some people are reading that, for example, if someone beating on the river, let's say maximum it doesn't mean that he has a really good hand or he just want to scare someone out. Like today, I was very lucky. I play on 9 or 10 players table. I catch one draw. There was 9-10, and the board was two aces. And in the end of the river, I catch now I have a 8 queen off, so I'm gonna fold it, of course.
You have an ace queen. You have an ace queen here.
No. Queen 8. I'm sorry, queen.
Yeah, always say the high card first.
Yeah, queen 8.
So if you have ace 7, say ace 7. If you have queen 7, say queen 7. Or queen 8. Don't say 8 queen.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah. So and what I was talking about, the board, when the flop came, there was two aces and 8, and I just made a continuation bet. The guy checked me, and the next card came 7. So I made one more continuation bet, and he called. And on the river, I got 6, so that gave me the straight. And I knew that guy who I play against, he has an ace, but I do maximum, and him call. So because I know he was reading me as a weakness, like I don't have an ace. I just want to show him. I know him for sure got an ace, but he got very surprised that finally I got the straight. It's not supposed to be in that hand, but
right. Now, one of these guys in the forum, Mungberry Crunch. I don't know his first name or where he's from, but hopefully he'll put that in the chat. He says, "What if they have the nuts checking, hoping you bet?" A lot of times, people don't check when they have the nuts on the river. They usually bet for value, knowing that the other opponent that's been betting is going to call a small bet. Now, if they absolutely feel that the board is too threatening, they'll also bet. There's occasion that people will, try to do a check raise with the nuts, but if let's say you're in a tournament and you're in Vegas, for instance, at the World Series of Poker, and you have the nuts and you don't bet, you get a penalty for that. You actually get a penalty for not betting the nuts. There is a rule at the World Series that says you have to bet the nuts on the river.
All right.
Well, I am, just in case you didn't know, Mungberry, my name is Al Spath. I was the former dean at Poker School Online. I've been teaching for more than 20 years, over 2,000 clients, and I've got a playlist up at YouTube with all my videos, nickel, dime, 10 cent, 25. I take people from the lowest level all the way up so they can escape the micro limits, and there's 150 plus videos, just like this one will be up there after today with Marcin, who's here from Cambodia, and we're having a good time here. And doesn't mean we have to play every hand, but we have to look and watch what other people are doing in hands. Like that's a half pot bet there in position. I don't really believe he's got the king. He could have the king, but it's more likely he had the hearts or the 10, this tune tender. Now he bets the whole pot instead of half pot. So you have to watch the bet sizes from what position and try to determine what people are playing. Rob Gag is also, and Nick is also, what do you got?
Jack 5.
Okay.
So I fold.
Rob Gag and Nick were in the chat, but if they want to come into the game, they can. I would ask them if they sit at the table, since there is a 2-minute delay, to go ahead and tell us if they're in a hand without Marcin being in it, what they played or what they had, so we can kind of figure out what they did in the hand. But there is a delay, so they'll hear this after the hand is over. Now see here, the blind bet 40 cents. Anytime the blind arbitrarily puts more or voluntarily puts more money in out of position, because they're going to be first on every card from now on, that means they have a major hand. Now this guy re-raises, and now he says, I tricked everybody by limping in with kings.
Same guy who re-raised with
Queen 9, yes. Yeah. So he maybe bullshitting again. We'll have to see. Now he's going to bet,
all in, so let's see. He
See,
got
that's
10 jack.
and he makes the bigger straight. He gets lucky.
That's lucky, just
He got
only
lucky. He hit the gutter on that hand, but he's a very terrible player. So you want to charge him more to play because he's going to put money in, and you want to make sure you take money for all the times he gets lucky. You got to make up for that for all the times he misses by taking more money from him.
That's correct. I have a 10-3.
Okay. Again, Marcin sat down a few minutes ago, just about 15 minutes ago, about 5 before the hour, and he sat down with $10, which is the max for this table, and he won a few hands. Now he's going to fold. Now, his cards were terrible, but if his cards would have been something like 9-7, 8-6, King-4 suited, he had the option there. It was $1.15 in the pot. It would have cost him 15 cents. He would have been getting like 7-1 on his money. Anytime you get 7-1 on your money and you have reasonable cards, not great cards, and you're closing the betting, he would have been the last person to bet, which means he closes the betting so he can see nobody else can raise. He could try the 15 cents. And if he gets lucky, great. If he doesn't, he can get away from the hand, but it's not going to cost him that much. And if he's getting 7 or 8-1 on his money, he only has to win one in every 7 or 8 times he tries that. So that's the only time from the blinds that you want to put that money in. When the raise is not that much, other people come in and you're closing the betting, and your cards are not 10-3 or 9 deuce or 8-4 or some crap stuff like that. So you can think about that. Does that make sense, Marcin?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Well, I asked you, but you say of course, but when you first started out, you didn't know that. So there might be people listening that are starting out. So I try to explain it for them as well as you. Okay.
Yeah. I have 7-3.
Yeah.
That's all I fold.
Okay, so this is what I usually do. I look at my cards, I say they're bad. I got position bad because I'm in the blinds. And then third thing, I'm facing a raise. So that's 3 negatives or 3 bad things, no positives. There's no reason to play the hand. It's very easy to fold that type of hand. When you get a hand, let's say this time you had 10 jack suited in the same position, you would say I've got pretty good cards, but I'm still out of position and I'm facing a raise. So you got 2 bad things, 1 fairly good thing. It's still not a good time to call. You see?
Yeah, it's like we are 2 positive and 1 negative.
That's right. You gotta have at least 2 positive, 1 negative, or 3 positive, 1 negative, or you know what I mean. You have to have a better hand than
1
1 and 1 or 1 and 2. You want to be.
Let's say I have the best position.
Yes.
My card is ace deuce off.
Okay.
So that's a medium, not the best one, not the worst one. From this position is playable hand. If no one's gonna raise very strong, I would play it, and I'm not forcing any raise before. So that's not the raise. So let me do the pot is too much. I do the 3/4 only, 56. Let's see.
Okay, you have ace deuce here, right?
Right.
Yeah. I would either fold this hand, call this hand, and if I was going to raise this hand, I would have made it like $1. I don't want to call her at all because I got a crappy hand. Anybody that calls you is going to have a better ace than you. So I would have made it a little bit bigger than the 56 and be glad to take 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 65 cents profit. This guy Lowdown, since he's so bad, he may call you just with anything. Hopefully he'll fold, but he's going to call.
I was expecting this from him.
Yep. So now you got too many callers, but at least you hit an ace, so you can continue.
I'm supposed to beat the pot, but I don't know I'm going to lose that much now.
No, you're good. You're okay. That was good thinking.
You think you would beat the pot?
Yeah, I definitely would. Yeah.
Now it's Oh,
You hit the pot, right?
yeah.
That's what you should do. That's what you
Yeah,
should do.
that's correct. Wow.
You raised pre-flop saying you had a strong hand, and the ace comes out, and somebody bets saying they have a good hand, and then you re-raise them. You saying I still have the best hand. You got to convince people that you have the hand. That was the proper bet. I couldn't tell you what to do there, but that was the correct thing. Even though you did it wrong, you did it right. Because I
This
know you
moment,
said oops. You said oops.
10-4.
All right. I hope that Mungberry Crunch, I still need him to type in his name and where he's from so I can give him a shout out. I hope he followed me here at Al Spath by clicking on my name and hit the follow. So now we've been here about 20 minutes. We're doing okay, nice and slow, slow and steady. We don't have to play, but we want to play good position. We want to play good cards. We want to play them aggressively. We want to keep the pressure on people when we're in hands. So, and we want to get away from hands when we think we're beat. So you're doing all the right things here, and this is what the kind of thinking I want you to do when you're on your own as well. Okay?
Right.
Makes the game simpler. We want to make it simple, and we want to be able to win. Okay? It's
Right.
we capitalize on mistakes of others. We need information. This is an information game. The more information we have, the easier the decisions are to be made.
Already fold Jack 5.
That's right. Absolutely. Suited or not. If you had Jack 9 there, I would fold it to a raise and a call. You know, it's just not strong enough. When somebody early raises, you definitely like.
But I know that's true. That's true. But I just know that this guy raised with really weak hands. So I mean about that guy who raised like 10 minutes ago with Queen 9.
Yeah, but remember, he's going to pick up a hand. Every now and then he's going to get good cards too. This guy bluffing 66 that's sitting next to him, I have a note on him.
King Jack of clubs. Now it's no,
Yeah.
this is the guy made. I'm gonna see the flop. I just wanna see the flop. I'm gonna call.
No, absolutely not. See, you're still playing too wide a range. That ace deuce a little while ago was very, I told you it wasn't a great hand, and you could steal with it if you made a bigger bet. But this hand, when the guy made it 20 cents and the guy made it 65, your hand's not good enough to be in it. You could hit here and you could win. I'm not saying you can't, but percentage-wise, this is a waste of 65 cents. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Now I got the top pair, so but I don't gonna continue this because there is how many people are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't gonna know.
So why get in the first place? See, you don't want to spend 65 cents. Now you're stuck. You have to get rid of it. Don't call a raise and a re-raise with a weak hand. That's a weak hand you just had.
Now that's true. That's true. But the reason was I was hoped. I know it's not correct what I say, but the reason was I was hoped for catch something like a 2 clubs on the flop or ace queen or something like that. Now I would have 2 pair, but still I know it's correct what you say. But that does mean the reason why I call with that hand. If someone after me would raise me, well, let's say there was a 65 cents. If someone after me would make it $2 or something, I would definitely fold. But I know it's not correctly, but this is just the way of my thinking. Like I'm doing this wrong, but
you'd have lost all your money to this guy.
Jack of clubs. When I see that hand, I would.
It's no good, Marcin. Don't talk yourself into it. King Jack is not a good hand facing a raise. And you'd have lost to this guy to your left. He made a flush, low down, had 2 pair on the flop. He had you beat on the flop, so you didn't need to get in that hand. That 65 cents you wasted. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Just don't do it.
I know you're right. I know you're right. Because I'm saying why I'm doing the things sometimes like this one or.
I know, but listen to me. Listen. Other people are listening. And you know what they say? You don't listen yourself. You're not listening to me. You're talking yourself into hands, and you should be talking yourself out of hands. You gotta. They said that you keep arguing. I don't think you're arguing with me. I think you're just trying to say what you think. But I don't take it as argument, and you just continue to say what you want. But you've got to play less hands. This game is about playing less hands and winning more of those that you play. You should be playing about one hand every revolution around the table, and not more than that. You're at the stage where you should be playing like 10 to 15% of the hands
on the long table, right?
on the long table. Yeah. On a short table, 6-player table, you're going to be playing a lot more because you have to. But don't worry, don't worry. You're learning just like everybody else went through a learning stage of, and then all of a sudden one day they say, you know what? I could make more money if I don't play so many hands, but the good hands I play aggressive and I win, and then I don't have those losses. Those losses are what always set me back. If I just kept all my winnings, I'd make money every day. So.
Then I said like I did before I put the piece of paper behind just beside my computer with description of don't play from this position the range of hand like this, don't play from medium position the range like this. But that I was follow like 1 month ago, but now I'm still trying to be followed, but it's not always existing when I'm playing.
I understand. It's especially at a full table like this. It's a long when you fold. It seems like a long time before you can get back into the action. But what you should be doing every hand that you're not in is watching who did the raising. Try to figure out what kind of a hand they have, and then other people that call them or re-raise them. Try to figure out what they must have, and then when the flop comes, like this guy goes 790. Is he saying he's got the 10 and he doesn't want anybody to draw for the diamonds? Or is he saying he's got the diamonds, we're going to find out here, and he wants to just try to win it and get money in the pot? So he had an inside draw against queens, against another inside draw, and the queens is won another $25. So draw.
10-9 from early position, I should to fold.
Correct. So draw. What we learned from that hand is both guys that lost their seats. Rob Gag is coming in now. Both guys that lost their stacks that time, both were on draws, inside draws, which means they have 4 outs, 16% to get there. Terrible against the guy that had queens, which had a solid hand. You want to take that matchup all day long. You want to get your money in the pot with the best hand. If they get lucky and win, so be it. That's going to happen eventually. There is a percentage that they're going to win. But you want to stick to playing good cards aggressively and not get into the position where you're playing speculative cards just because you think, like here, you play a hand and you think, well, maybe I'll get 2 diamonds, so I'll play 9-4 of diamonds. Well, you may get lucky, but it's not the way to play poker.
Right. And now I fold 10-9 from early position, but I always have thinking about fold. Now I have ace king, so I definitely gonna raise to 35. I will make it 35.
Right. You can make it larger from early position because you got more people to act.
I say I have like 10-9 suited from early position. I have sometimes problem to fold it, but I know it's correct.
Lots of callers.
Too many. There is a top pair, but there is a. Oh my God! I don't have a diamonds, so I'm not gonna do the pot now.
You do not have a diamond?
I don't have a diamond at all. So if someone has a diamond, I'm gonna figure out it fast now. There are
Now look at this guy here. Now look at this guy that just raised you there. He doesn't have a lot of money, so he may only have 1 diamond.
Reason that he don't have too much. If he has, I would see him has it or no. He has the ace king, so same hand as me.
Yeah, it's a chop.
Yeah, so that's a share the pot. So there was the profile because there was too many colors, but I was afraid of the diamond. But the reason I call him, if I see him has let's say like this guy $17.90 or something like that, I would not call it for sure because I would read this one as he has a diamond. Even if it's be me, I would do. If I would have two diamonds on this flop, let's say, if this is a higher card, I would to do not maybe, and now I have a free card,
What do you have?
six deuce of diamonds,
Oh,
so
okay.
not a
Okay.
check of, not gonna play. I would do not, I would to involve, I would try to put more another people. I would to try to make another people to put more money to the pot, and I would to make like a check raise on the turn that working better. If I have two diamonds, for example, on the flop where are three diamonds already,
Right.
and that's working better if you not if you are not aggressive too much on the flop. In my opinion, I read this one also in one book that it's making if you really hit the hand on the flop, it's really strong hand. It's better if you're not too much aggressive on the flop. I mean,
Okay, so now we've been playing for 30 minutes and you're doing fine. Just, pick your spots. What do you have here?
pocket nines.
Okay, so it's a good hand, but you're out of position.
If I'm gonna face the very strong raise, I would to throw it. No, yeah. If there is gonna be over 65 cents, like this guy, I don't gonna re-raise him. I really want to catch that nine. In this case, I don't think this guy gonna
That's right.
call.
You're set mining because he's got $18, and if you hit the 9, you want to let him bet it for you. Absolutely.
The possibility is 1 to 8, right? To hit the.
Approximately, yeah, 1 and 7.5.
I have too many. I know this guy gonna make. I didn't hit. I don't gonna bluff. There is three people right here. I don't have any spades, anything. I don't gonna bluff right here. I know this guy gonna push more now. Lockdown 90. Oh, this guy pushed all in, so I don't have any. That was a good decision. There is a. I don't think him hit, but because
I,
if him really hit the hand, what is the reason him pushing all in
I think he's
against?
got a weak kicker like Queen Jack or Queen
Yeah,
10.
that's what I'm thinking because this is really not good if you really hit the hand. Now I have king five off.
Mm-hmm.
If you really hit the hand, you're not gonna put $5 because that means you want another to fall. There is a. I would not make a pot. I would no. No, I would. In this case, I would fold. If I don't have any limpers, I would attack the blind, but there is an ace.
Rob says that you had top kicker when you had the ace king and you became a little nervous. You should become a little nervous because there's 3 to a suit out there that you don't have and you have too many opponents. I get nervous in that situation too. But you have to bet and you have to find out some information and you have to show them that you're not afraid of the board. The guy that calls you or usually stays with you is either got a good hand or a better hand, but you got to find that out. And you did. You made the bet.
Yeah, I did. I was first to act. No, I was not the first because there was a blind. If I remember it well, it was like 5 minutes ago. Now I have 6-5 off. So now I'm gonna fold, of course. If this 6-5 off would be on the bottom and would be in one color, and I would not face the raise like that, I would definitely play this hand.
I hear you.
$180.
That's okay. You're just waiting to get him with a good hand. You know that you don't care if he.
I have aces. I have aces now.
Okay, so just calm you down. Take a breath. Calm down. This guy
Right.
bluffing made it 20 cents. That's good for you. You're hoping somebody else makes another raise.
I have too many races now, and I'm gonna make $1.
Wait, no, you don't know that yet. You have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, if I
Okay, now you can go.
75, not dollar.
Okay,
Because
right,
some people
right,
to count.
right. Because you don't you want somebody to stay with you, even if they beat you, you want them to stay because they got marginal hand to beat you.
Yeah,
You're hoping that bluffing will go all in right here.
yeah, that's gonna be great.
That's what you want. And if he beats you, he beats you. But you'll take that race all day long.
Now I gonna. Those are clubs. I have only one club. Of, no,
That's good. That's good for you.
I'm gonna call him definitely.
That's
I
good
know.
for you. That's good.
I don't believe him has a 2 queen.
Oh, that's bad. You don't call. You got to go all in there. You needed to get the low. You did it too fast. You wanted to get the isolation against bluffing after lowdown called. You didn't want to just call. You wanted to raise.
I pressed the button. That was
Yep.
weak.
See, he stinks bluffing.
Oh my God.
Don't be so fast like that. When somebody comes in between, you need to get them out. In other words,
Yeah.
they could beat you, and you don't want that other person to beat you there.
Yeah, that was the. I agree. I just pressed the button. That was, the button with that makes.
Take
that,
it. Listen,
out-
during the lesson, especially, take your time. Don't. Just like you told me you were going to do $1 before it was your turn. Wait until your turn. Think of the options you have. Then you decided, hey, look, nobody else came in. I made it 75. That was the better bet because $1 may have scared those two out, and you might not have made the big pot. So just calm. That's why I said when you get the aces, breathe a little bit, slow yourself down, and think about all the ways to make the most money because you don't get a lot of good hands. So when you get a good hand, you really got to extract as much money from somebody as you can.
All right.
We got a new person in the chat today. His name is Mungberry Crunch. I do not know his first name or where he's from. He hasn't put that in the chat, but I hope he's enjoying this. Hope he has some poker friends that he can share this with. And he can go up to YouTube and check out I have 150 videos like this one I'm making this morning showing you how to play. And you don't have to pay for them. You just have to subscribe to see them.
Queen 5 of hearts now.
Should be a raise here before the button. Should be a quarter. Nobody should be limping in late position. That's a bad bet by Mr. Hermes. You don't limp in late position.
Right.
See if lowdown does anything. Nope. See, he limps calls. That's not the way to play poker. You don't limp call. If you're going to call 30 cents, why not raise 30 cents and possibly take it down or be able to continuation bet or be able to barrel on another street because everybody thinks you're strong. You're just playing it the opposite way. He could get lucky, but that doesn't mean he's playing it correctly. This bet should be near $2. That's not enough. Half is no good. He's weak.
In this moment, if this guy Mayor Hermes has a really hand, or he's supposed to re-raise or do something.
Sure.
Because the turn is the best place to make a re-raise.
Yeah, that half bet by Bambi wasn't enough. If I was Hermes, even if I missed, I would make a pot raise and take it away from him.
I do 25 with pocket sixes. I do 35 cents. Let's. 35.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I want to cut. If someone going to make a raise, I'm folding.
All right. Marcin, the reason I don't like 35 here with the small pairs is because if somebody raises you now, you have to pay a lot more money to call. If you make it 25 and they raise you, it's a lot less to call. Or, you see, when you make it 25, you get several calls. You don't care if you get several calls when you have a pair because you want to get a big pot and you want to get one of them to catch something when you catch the 6.
Right.
So, unless you're trying to take it down in late position with the 6s.
The wise could be not 6 here. There is a no. There is definitely. I do the pot now.
See,
Because there is a scary card, but I would to see. I would not continue if someone gonna really. Now I catch a 7, 5, 6, 7. Nah, not enough. I do the check. I don't gonna fold. I believe this guy has really something.
okay, when you check, you wave the white flag. You give up. See? He's gonna, whether he got something or not, you gave up, so he's gonna take it from you. He says he has it. You have to believe him, but you listen. You're not doing one thing I told you to do, and I want you to listen really careful. When you miss with the 6s, for instance, in that hand, go ahead and check the flop and check raise. Then they would believe you have the ace or a strong hand because you raised pre-flop. Okay? Give them a chance to bet, and based on their bet, then you determine whether you're going to check raise or you're going to fold. So if they bet like half the pot, then you check raise the whole pot. If they bet less than half the pot, you bet the whole pot. If they make the pot bet, a big bet, then you might not even do the check raise. You may fold because it's too big to get involved. If they do like a $2 bet or something like that, you may not want to bet $6 or something like that. So think about check raise when you're out of position and you missed, okay? Or if you have a big pair and a low kicker. Make sense?
Right.
Keep it in mind. I'm not saying you always have to do it. I'm just saying keep it in mind.
I have pocket kings.
Okay. Again, what did I tell you to do with the aces? Breathe. Just breathe. Slow everything down. Watch what everything's happening and decide if it comes to me and it's raised, how much am I going to re-raise? Just start thinking about what you want to do. Okay, there you go. That's perfect. You do that. That's perfect.
I hope he has no aces because he might have. So
that's okay.
All right. Let's go. Yes, that's no.
He can't beat you.
Oh, that's good. He got that. The reason he pushed all in is because I know this feeling. It's when
he was first. He was first.
Going very, very up.
Yeah.
Like he was almost $30,
yeah.
and they going down. Like he falls to $12 or something that he pushed.
That's right.
They feel like, what the hell? I don't care, and I'm gonna push just everything, and I'm going out. I don't. That I see it many times.
Yeah, Rob.
Especially someone getting really high stuck. That I see.
Rob made a great suggestion. Before you leave, click on the stats button up on the top right-hand corner of the table and see what stats you know, how many hands you're playing, what percentages and stuff like that, and take a good look at it. Okay?
Yeah, that where the stats. You know, I'm using Poker Tracker, but this working only on Poker Stars.
Right. I got you a guy that's going to get you something.
I see now. I see stats now. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a guy that's going to get you one that works here too. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
Just email me later on, and I'll send it to him, and then he'll get in touch with you. He's got a converter for this site.
What about the Hold'em manager? Is working on here or no?
Yes.
Oh, Hold'em is working, right? Because I'm using the Poker Tracker, but that's not working in this one. So that's Hold'em manager. I mean, this guy who has this tracker program.
Yes, he's got. Don't worry about it. I'll talk to you about that later on.
Yeah.
So Marcin is the client today. He's here. He started with $10. He started at 5 minutes before the hour, so he's got about 15 minutes left on his hour session here.
King, queen, off.
King, queen off. So I think Rob is going to come in for a raise because he's in late position. Now, what does Marcin do?
There's a good position and facing a raise. I'm gonna fold.
Okay. I would hit the pot button because I think Rob's more stealing with like an ace seven or a pocket pair. If you would have hit the pot button, I think Rob would have folded there unless he had a big hand, which I doubt he had. So you have to look at the person that's raising from what position they're in to determine maybe they don't have a strong hand. Well, I'll ask Rob in a second what he had then. I'll let you know. Just hang on a minute.
Right.
I'm going to say something like ace seven or pocket sixes or sevens or something like that. He may even had king jack. Let's see. I think that you were ahead, but I might be wrong. If he had an ace, you're not ahead, but oh, he had ace seven. See, that's exactly what I put him on. So, and he would have had a tough time. He would have probably called some bets, but if you 3-bet him there, since he went 45, you would have made it $1.50. He would have been out of position with an ace seven, thinking you had a better ace. I think he might fold that unless he's playing you, knowing you, and entirely playing the player. But I think knowing that you're in a session with me, I think he would have folded there. I'll wait to see what he says in chat. There's a 1.5-minute delay on that.
I fold 10-5.
Okay, so think about not calling, but think about re-raising. Re-raising, hitting the pot button in those situations. When it's a late raise and you don't think the person might be as strong as an early position player, you can do that because you have the position, okay?
Yeah.
So a lot of this I'm talking to you and you're playing and you're watching things, and some of it might not come in or be a teachable moment. But when you play this video back later and you watch the play and you hear what I'm saying, I think this will be a very instructive video for you to spend some time on. You're doing very well, and you got to see, what the situations are and talk about the check raising. You might even been doing better than this with some check raises, but we don't know that. But just, again, continue being positive, being aggressive, being smart. It doesn't matter if you didn't re-raise there with the king queen and you fold. You have no money invested. It's not like king queen is a great hand, so I don't have any problem with you folding there. I'm just saying if you played, you would want to bet the pot. Okay,
Right.
that's the point.
I see this guy Tommy
Brady.
He's there or no?
No, I don't. No, he's not here. I don't know who Smoke Heel OT 420 is in our forum, but I hope he follows.
I see there is a quite tight player. He's not in many pots, but
Brady's been playing very strong hands the whole time.
yeah, I see his bankroll is always like because you cannot make it by yourself bigger, right? Here, it's not option to make it like when you're coming on the table like
$10 is $10. That's all.
King 5. I'm gonna fold this one, of course. Yeah, I see him anytime he have very big stack, so this is pretty good player. Because I'm meeting him quite often on many tables. Like I used to play 5-10 every time. I'm not doing 10-25 cents.
Right. Well, that's the goal for you, is to get to 10.25 so you can make a steady income. You can make money here at Nickel Dime. You've proved it right here this morning, but you also did receive a number of good cards this morning too. So we can't just say, it was an outstanding play. You did get kings, you got aces, you got ace king, you got some really nice cards too, and you flopped diamond flush with a queen 10. So you did get your share, or more than your share, of good cards. But this goes to show you, you can win here, and then if you can win at the 10 cent 25, you should be able to take out that revenue stream that you want to from over in Cambodia, whether it be $20 a day, $25 a day, $30. There's going to be some days you win 30, some days you win 20, some days you're going to lose 5 or 10. You just want to avoid losing like $40 days and things like that. Keep the losses very low and always keep the wins as high as you can get, but take a win when you can take a win, okay?
Yeah, that's the point, which is not really that. There is a 10-9 of fold, of course. I say it's not. It's the point, but it's not that easy to make every time.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's sometimes can be difficult, but you can make it a lot easier by paying attention, by playing position, by playing aggressive, and not playing hands that are going to get you in trouble. So the more selective you are, the more aggressive you are, the more information you have, the better player you're going to be. Rob says if you would have 3-bet that pot with the king queen against his ace 7, he would have folded to you. Okay?
Yeah.
That just goes to prove my point. And he's honest. He would tell the truth. So you had a way of winning that pot rather than folding. But I don't have a problem with you folding in that situation, okay? Don't misunderstand me. But you're always looking for opportunities to convert into money.
All right.
That's a fast call by Oman. Rob says that Tom Brady up there is a very tight player.
Yeah, I see him.
That means he plays only good cards.
Now I have 5-4 of diamonds. So this is a kind of play. If someone gonna make a raise to 35 cents, 35, not over 35, I gonna call. Because it gonna cost me only 25 cents from the big blind. Not over 35. If this is I gonna call. 20 is okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, these are the kind of hands that can make you big money if you hit. But if you don't, it's easy to get away from them too.
I gonna check only, and I don't gonna bluff them. I have 4, 5, 6 of diamonds, but now is the question. I have little bit equity here. Oh, to see an X card or no? No.
Good fold, good fold. He raised pre-flop and then he bet 3/4 of the pot, saying he was pretty strong with the ace. He wasn't going anywhere, so you weren't going to be able to bluff him out, and you really didn't have a redraw for anything. You'd have to hit runner to win that pot, so that's not a good time for you to do a check raise or act stupid. That would be throwing money away.
Yeah, that's true. There were 2 diamonds to hit, and the stretch was, but I need to hit on the turn and on the river. That's very hard.
That's 22 or 23 to 1 to do that.
If this is only 1 card left, that is pretty good. But I mean, if I have, let's say, 2 diamonds on the flop, now I have 4-10, so that's of course the fault. If there are 2 diamonds on the flop, I would continue, but I would to check just to see the next card what is. But there was only 1 diamond on the flop, so not.
I don't know if Rob has pocket 4s here or not. He just put that in the chat, and I think he did that. But he calls here. Now he's got trouble. He's got 3 4s. But he has to worry about a deuce. I don't think Bambi has a deuce here. So if I was Rob, I would raise. Don't fold, Rob. There you go. He raised.
Oh,
He got a call. I think
That's
Bambi has an ace. I think Bambi has an ace and he's stuck. Rob should put it all in here. Nope, should have put it all.
because he has very small stack, so he got that responsible thing.
Yeah,
So
Rob should have put it all in, I think.
this guy, ooh, 4.
Yeah, I think he could have got the rest of the money. I think that guy had an ace and he couldn't have folded for $1.55 more. Rob left $1.55 on the table. Good hand, Rob, but you left $1.55 on the table, I think.
Ace 9 off.
Okay.
The position is good. No, now that is a fault. If there is not that big raise. No. Actually, what?
Yeah,
This guy
he's tilting a little bit.
This is a. I didn't look at this. There was this guy who lost all his stacks. So
That's right. Gotta look.
I just.
Okay, Marcin, I want you to take your. You got a hand this time?
No, I have Jack 5. So
I want you to take your auto post off. Okay?
out of. I'm sorry, I'm not that good in English.
Auto post down in the above the chat where it says it automatically posts your big blind. The button.
Yeah.
Unclick auto post.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Jack 3. That's a fault.
All right. What I'm going to do is you're going to end the session here when it gets to your big blind, okay? Because that would be the hour. And what I'm going to do is then ask Rob to call me on the Skype, and I'm going to let Rob do the second hour all alone. I'll make my comments, but I'm going to let Rob act as the teacher. You don't have to sit at the table, Marcin. You could leave the table, take your profits, and then watch the table, okay?
Yeah,
Or you can stay on the Skype here and listen, but you should leave the table. I want you to leave the table when it comes to your big blind, okay?
Yeah, of course. I don't gonna play the big blind, okay?
Right.
Now it's fault. Now I'm gonna leave the table because Rob is sitting out, right? So I leave the table now.
Right. I'm hoping that Rob's going to stick around, though.
So to see the table, because I moved out already.
Then you just come back and just open it up.
Yeah, and
because you're going to stay on the thing here. Let me see if I can get Rob on the line here. And if I can't, then we'll just end it for now. But we'll see what I can do here.
Thank you very much. I made over $30 in 1 hour. That's really good.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, huh? Let's see if we can get Rob on here. Hey, Rob? Hello, Rob.
Morning, can you hear me?
Yeah, listen, I want to know if... Listen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the stream and come back in 2 minutes with a new stream with you, and I want you to do all the talking about you and your play, okay?
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yep.
So everybody that's listening, take a break for a couple minutes, and I'm going to end this broadcast and then restart it, so there'll be a little bit of a delay, maybe 4 minutes to 5 minutes. If Marcin, you want to stay on, and Rob, you want to stay on Skype,
Sure.
you just stay on Skype, okay? But just don't. You can talk in a second. I'm going to end the stream. I thanks everybody for watching. We've seen Marcin go from $10 up to $40 in an hour. He had been having some problems. I think we worked them out for him today, and he did very well. So thank you all very much for participating. Thank you all for listening, and tell a friend to follow me, Al Spath, on YouTube and Al Spath on Twitch TV. Thank you.